go again. Okay. So we've laid it all out, and I'm going to try and explain to you just sort of how it all works, how the mechanics work, just give you a better idea of the game. I've got a rough idea of the rules myself. We've read the rules, we sort of broke it down and so it works. If anything is slightly off, I apologise, but it's enough to give you a very good idea anyway of how it's all supposed to work. So, the overall objective is Jack has 4 nights to kill 5 victims, and the idea is he's going to do that without being caught. If he can do that, that's the end of the game and he's won. So the detectives, the police have got to try and stop that. So you've got a big map of London. At the very start of the game, Jack writes down where his hideout is and he puts the number on the top of his sheet. If you look here as well, he's got like a map, so he doesn't have to point on the board when he's trying to do something secret. So we've got a big map where he needs to go. So he writes down the hideout number. That's where he starts. Once he's killed somebody, what he has to do is get back to his hideout. And the police have got to try and find him in that process and arrest him. Or even potentially block him so he can't get to his hideout and he runs out of time. So those are both the victory conditions. So what we'll do is we'll step through a turn. We'll just do the one night and just to show you roughly how it all hangs together. So what happens is, first of all, the first night, the first part of any night is called Hell. That's the name of the phase. Jack takes his special movement token. So the first night he gets 3 coach and 2 ally. I'll show you what those mean in a moment. This basically means Jack can move faster and better and try and evade the police. So Jack takes those. The next phase is he takes the woman tokens. So there's 8 tokens to begin with. Different nights it changes because thematically, as the killer progressed, less and less ladies of the night went out on the street. So it makes sense that there's less victims as the night's going, to make life more difficult for Jack. So we've got 5 that signify actual victims out on the street, and 3 decoys. The decoys are there so that Jack has a bit of an element of surprise as to where he places them. The police don't really know where they're going to be. So now, for example, tactically speaking, is if I had my hideout, let's, for argument's sake, say my hideout was 116. Remember that, Jason? 116. When I killed somebody, I'd have to return to there. So logically speaking, I'd want to have a victim that's relatively close to that hideout. So what I'll do is I'll put a few there. So I'll put a red one there. So the victims get placed on the red circles every time, if you can see that. So I'll put a few there. And as me and Jason were saying before, you don't want to put them all there because then it's obvious when it's going to flip. So we'll put a couple of decoys over here maybe as well. I'll put the rest in the free spaces. So that's Jack's phase, this particular phase done. So the next part of the phase is the detective's turn, it's police turn. There's a stack of cards here. Basically this determines the head of the investigation. Another thing to note, if there's only a 2-player game, or how many people play it, there's always 5 police for the mechanic to work. So if it's just 2 people, the person playing the police takes all 5. But it doesn't slow the game down, it's fine. In that case, you wouldn't use these. If you've got all players, what you do is you take the top one, whichever detective that is, he is the head of the investigation. It's just really to settle arguments, I guess. If there's any discussion as to what you do, there's nothing more to that mechanic really. So anyway, do that first. Then the police, the head of the investigation, have a say in this. Basically, they do a similar sort of thing. So if you can see, you've got the police tokens. There's a colour for each player and 2 decoys, like Jack. And there are a number of police starter markers. So again, in this first phase, I suppose it's hard for the police to have any indication of anything. So we'll just place them relatively randomly. Okay, so I saw the police markers down, the victims down. The next phase is the pawns are placed. So now the police gets to see where the victims were actually placed. So we flip them over, and wherever there is an actual red dot that signifies a potential victim, we put down one of the wretched pawns, as they're called. Nope. Yep. And I've missed one. There. Okay, so that's all the pawns placed. So now the police know where the potential victims are. Now, the next bit, Jack can either kill somebody straight away, and then the hunt's on, and the police are chasing Jack, or he can wait. Now, if he waits, there's an advantage and a disadvantage. If he waits, he gets a little bit more time to escape, because the time token moves along here one, and I'll talk about this time line in a moment. But also, the police get to move the victims. So later on in the game, when the police know roughly where the hideout might be, or they know roughly where Jack may want to strike, they can move them, the victims, to give the police an advantage. Now, one thing is they can't move adjacent to a police. Now, if you look, the police start on the intersections, the black squares. So obviously I couldn't, well, I can't because I've not enough spaces, but I couldn't move there, or there, or there. I think I could move there. I don't know, I've not read the rules enough, apologies. But anyway, you get the idea. So the police can move them to give them an advantage. And then Jack's advantage for waiting is he's been out on the streets, he's been scouting out, and he can look at one of the police tokens. So let's say this one. He's found a policeman. He knows that there's definitely a policeman there. That's something to avoid. So again, that little phase there of Jack waiting, and that can go on again. So let's say it does. So Jack's going to wait again. His victim isn't in the right place. So what do we say? We said, that's my hideout. So for example, let's say that we're waiting again, move along, give Jack a bit more time. The police, not knowing, unwittingly, move a victim closer to Jack's hideout. Jack's rubbing his hands together. Let's move the rest randomly. Okay, so you get the idea. The police move all those. Jack again, oh, I've missed one. He can flip a police token because he gets a decoy, so he knows that. Now, he can do that up to 5 times. On the 5th time, there's no more delaying. He has to kill somebody. You have to take action. So, but anyway, we're going to say on the third time in, he's actually going to kill somebody. So he's going to choose to kill because he's quite close to the hideout. This person. So as soon as we kill them, put the Jason. Where did I just pick that up from? I think it was 48. There we go. Okay. So he kills somebody. As soon as he does, he writes down that number on his sheet. So each one of these numbers is each night of the game. So the first night, it was the 3rd turn in. So there he would write 48. That's where his escape starts. And then the whistle's blown and all of the police are placed. Decoy, red, yellow, I think that's it. Okay. So now, the second part, the second phase, hunting. So Jack now has to escape. So he can move one circle. When he moves, obviously it's supposed to be secret. So what he does is he can look at the sheet, look at the relevant numbers, and all he does is next. So there would be 48. Then the next column along, he would write. Now in our case, when I get there, so there's a couple of paths I can take. The shortest would be 62. So I'd write 62. That's where I am now. That's where I've moved to. The police don't know that. The other thing that I can't do, for example, if there was a policeman there, I can't move through an intersection that contains policemen. And that's one of the ways you can lose the game. If you are boxed in and you can't move at all to get to your hideout, you've got to fess up and say, I can't escape, you've cornered me, unboxed him. Another way to lose the game is, as I'm trying to make my way to the hideout, if I don't do it in this number, and if you remember we had this little token here that showed how long I delayed for, every time I move a circle, I move my little counter along one. If I get to the end, if I got to there and I've not got to my hideout, I lose the game. There's another way to lose the game, I'll tell you that in a moment. So that's how I move. Okay. Now, the policeman moves. So obviously the policeman knows that there's a murder committed there, and they need to try and find out where I am. So, the police can move 2 intersections, so they've got a bit more speed on track. So 1, 2, let's race to the scene of the crime. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Righty-ho. So, for argument's sake, I'm going to fudge the next bit, just as an example of the game. So and also I'm playing against myself, so I'm going to win, aren't I? So, bear with me. Once the police have moved, once they've all moved, each of them gets to search for clues, one of the areas next to them. I did turn off. Apologies. Gets to search each circle next to them for clues. Basically, searching for clues is, if that number appears in this track, if Jack has been there, we place a little white circle on there, so you know that Jack has moved through that. So then the chase is on, you need to find out where he's moved next to. So that would happen for each person. So now, when we get over here, it's a little bit interesting. And because I haven't played this game before, I made a rookie mistake. So with Jack, I would have lost straight away. Because, logically speaking, I could either go there, 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 or there. With the policeman being there, going there was a very bad idea. Because he would have gone 1, 2, and then search for clues or arrest. So you can either search for clues or arrest. You can't do both. So he would have probably gone out to the limb and said, you know what, I'm going to arrest there. I'm not going to search for clues, I'm going to take a chance and arrest there. And if I'm there, then I've lost. So that's the third way to lose the game. But for argument's sake, let's say he's a rookie, it's his first day on the job, and he's going to search for clues instead, to see if Jack has been here. So if he has, we put a clue token down because I've got 62 on the track, and then we proceed again. So Jack moves again, I write down the number. The police move again, so say I'd have wrote down 08. The police move 2 again. They search for clues or make an arrest if they don't know where Jack is, and so on and so forth, until either Jack loses or Jack makes it to his hideout. If Jack completes it, gets to the hideout, start again, take all the tokens off, and we start the process again of placing the victims, but this time we're on night 2. Night 2, there's less victims for Jack to try and find. It gets harder for him. Night 3, there's 2 victims. It just makes play a bit more interesting. And that's pretty much it. If you like it, if you want to buy it, it's available to buy on www.grintreegames.com. We've got a forum there, so if you do buy it and you like it, come talk about it, or just come talk about it anyway. We've got a blog, I'll probably be blogging about it. We've got Facebook and Twitter, so come and say hello. And I think that's about it, so until next time, thank you very much.